and welcome to this week's College Hall and Roundtable discussion. We are short tonight. It's just Al and myself here tonight. Glad that everyone has joined us as well. I am a little under the weather, so I still said I want to go ahead and try to do the show with you all tonight. So we're going to go ahead and keep this train rolling. Uh, First things first, we're 2 days away from Luke Cage debuting. 2 days away. I've seen about 6 trailers in the last couple of days, and I need to see any more. I'm ready to go. Ready to take this show and take it for what it is. It's going to be a classic. I can just about look at it and tell I'll be fiending for season 2 by the end of Friday afternoon. Brother Al, how excited are you? Just that we're only 2 days away from Luke Cage.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Ooh, yeah, let me tell you something. I'm really excited about Luke Cage. First and foremost, everybody, thank you for joining us as usual. We do appreciate your viewership. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I'm ready for it, man. I think this particular show is going to be awesome. I honestly think it's going to be awesome. Just looking at those trailers, and no, I do not have bipolarism. But just looking at the trailers, it looks like it's going to be a great show. I've been just reading up on it as far as the little like tidbits as far as in like the like any type of Easter eggs stuff. One of the showrunners said that they're gonna drop a lot of stuff that ties a lot of other Marvel characters into this particular show. I think at one point they're gonna name drop Danny Rand, which everyone knows. If you don't know, that is the Immortal Iron Fist, one of Matt's favorite characters. So looking at it, I'm excited, man. I mean, if it brings the excitement that Daredevil brought, especially Daredevil season 2, which still in my opinion is one of the best pieces of television I have ever sat down and watched in my entire life. I think we're gonna have a winner, sir. I'm ready.
I think that you brought up Daredevil, and not to get too far off track. And we'll go back to Luke Cage in just a second. I think that Luke Cage is. Excuse me. Let me go back to Daredevil. I'm sorry. Daredevil is one of those shows that you can easily get someone who is not a comic book fan to sit down and watch, and they will actually go back and usually watch season 1. They just really set the bar for Marvel's TV series, and they did a really good job. And I really think that Luke Cage is going to follow suit. I mean, just by seeing some of the snippets of what I've seen of the show, I think they do a really good job of where they're going to tell his origin. They're going to talk about his powers. You're going to really see, kind of like you saw in Daredevil season 1, that transformation of his character. And by the end of the season, you'll be actually screaming for more Luke Cage. And as an Iron Fist and Luke Cage fan, I can tell you, man, they can go so many ways with this. They can do the team up. They can do the defenders. They can do just the basic. They can keep it separate. And for guest appearances here and there, kind of like how they do on the Flash and Green Arrow. I mean, there's so many ways that they can do, so many ways and different things that they can do with this show. I'm so excited to see, and I just have a funny feeling they're going to be setting us up for Iron Fist somewhere in this. I just don't know exactly where, but I got a feeling that we're probably going to wind up getting it. And I can tell you now, I'm really excited about it.
I mean, as far as it goes, man, we talked about this on the show before. Netflix and Marvel are doing a bang up job, and I've watched Daredevil, I watched Jessica Jones, and just based on those 2 shows alone, I'm sure that there's very high expectation for Luke Cage, and I'm pretty much almost positive that Marvel won't disappoint with this particular showing. I mean, they've done a great job with the marketing. I saw some stuff online some time ago in reference to It was kind of like the little cards or the little profile things where they had a picture of Misty Knight, they
Yeah,
had a picture of Colleen Wing, they had a picture of Shades, Cottonmouth, Luke Cage, even your girl, the night nurse,
yep.
Rosario Dawson, and it brought an aspect to Luke Cage that they didn't bring to Jessica Jones and Daredevil, in the sense that they are really pushing this particular show for viewership. And I will say this, the buzz that this show has actually brought about is pretty tremendous, man. When you have people that are really chomping at the bit to watch this show, um, people such as yourself said, that they were going to wait until, they're going to let the show drop at 3 a.m. and then binge watch. Well, although I'm capable of doing that right now at the moment, I think I'm gonna wait till that next day. But we're
I,
supposed to be
I
doing
think I'm gonna do that too. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna order me a pizza and enjoy it Friday.
right, yeah, man. Kick your feet up, man, and get you one of them Pepsi 50s, like you said, and get your meatloaf with pizza, and hopefully we can do a show this weekend, based on the first, at least the first episode. That'll be something nice. Of course, we'll probably talk about that off the air, but I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it.
Did you get a chance to watch A- Agents of Shield?
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Did you get a chance to watch Agents of Shield last night?
I did not. I had matter of fact, I'll probably end up doing that this evening, before I go to bed, because I need to catch up on the first and the second episode. So I'll probably um, do that tonight. But from what I've heard, the feedback, especially from the first issue, I mean, not issue, but the first episode of this particular season, is that it's jam up, and that ABC's decision to jump Agents of Shield up to 10 o'clock was a great idea, based on the fact that, apparently Ghost Rider comes through, like the Wu 36 chamber style. So I've yet to see it, but I hope to have seen it this evening before I go to sleep, so I have a better grasp of it come our next show next week.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna go too far without. I'm not gonna spoil it too bad for you. I will say go
Hmm.
watch it, but you know, don't be surprised, man. I think Blackheart is not too far away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean,
On Agents of Shield?
yeah. I talked with for everybody watching, this is speculation, so don't take my word as gold. Me and Antonio talked last night, and we think they're gonna go heavy in Humans and Blackheart. They're starting to dwell, kind of starting to tie everything in a little bit. There's a couple of scenes there, and I said it looked like kind of like you know, the characters are starting. You're starting to see those Ghost Rider type characters show up on the scene, and I thought it was a really good show last night. Had just the thing that kills Agents of Shield is that when you have a hero that's heavy as the Ghost Rider, when you go to somebody else, man, it's just like a damn letdown. It's just like, man, because when Ghost Rider is on his A game in that show, it really wraps that show up to another level. Overall, 1 out of 10, well, 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a strong 8, 7.5, 8. Normally we don't talk about this show, but I'm gonna bring it up because I was talking about it today. Um, and that is The Strain. I'm not sure if you were watching this season of The Strain, but let me tell you, man, if anyone's not watching this season of The Strain, you need to be ashamed of yourself. This is probably one of the best runs of the show that I've seen. I've seen people rip it to shreds on the talk boards, but as someone who has read all 3 books and read the entire comic series, I can tell you I enjoy this much more than reading the book, and it's just because they've changed a lot from the book, and it makes it more unpredictable. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I do know that they announced that next year will be the last season of it, which is sad. But I mean, no need of bumbling around with something that doesn't need to be past another season. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, we're probably, man, we're about what, 3 weeks away, if I'm not mistaken. We're about 3 weeks away from The Walking Dead. What is that? October the 9th?
I believe so. It's the second week, the second Sunday in
Yeah,
October.
so I'll actually
So
be in the Dominican Republic. So that is, I might actually miss that. I might have to watch it from my phone.
oh
No, I'll probably watch it from my phone wherever I am. So
yeah.
hopefully I can snag that. Roman charges apply. Harbinger has been announced. Ninjak is on the way. Bloodshot is on the way. Valiant is on the way. And
Right.
for those who don't know who Bloodshot and Ninjak is, those are characters that came out in the early 90s. I'm talking 91, 92, 93. Speculation alert. Speculation alert. Speculation alert. If you are collecting comics right now and you want to get in, then right now go to the dollar bin at your local comic store or flea market, and you will find a copy of Rye #0, which is the first appearance of Bloodshot. You will probably find it for no more than $1. And in certain cases where Al is, you probably find it for 50 cents. So
50 cents.
Rye #0, RAI #0 is one that you definitely want to get. As we usually do, I am going to pull up here my screen. Okay, let me take a look here while we're on air. I'm not going to do screen share. I'm just going to take a look and let's see what Rye #0 is going for. And it is now going trending, starting out at 14 bucks. Well, I see a buy it now for $5.50. I see another one for 15. So they're starting to pick up, man. You could have got this for little or nothing, man. And Xavier, who is not with us tonight, will tell you I was there with him at Comics Plus when he picked up a copy for $1. So they're out there. You just have to go hurry up and go get them because people are gonna go. That's gonna be what Ninjak and Bloodshot are gonna be two characters that's gonna really catch on with people who are not familiar with Valiant. And plus, Bloodshot just a cool ass character. I mean, I actually still have the original #1 from when he came out. That was actually one of my first comic books, believe it or not, that I actually bought my own money back in the day.
Hey, you care to give some insight? Because I'm not gonna lie, being a comic book lover that I am, I will say that the only Valiant comics that I own were books that I just recently bought that face CGC cover. So if you don't mind, for my edification as well as our viewers, could you give some brief information on the character as far as his origins, what he's all about?
Ninjak is well, first, I guess it's depending on exactly who you're looking for as far as in the universe. I mean, you got Harbinger, Ninjak, and everybody else, but Ninjak, man, is pretty much the son of a wealthy spy who was employed by the British government, and he's pretty much, man, raised as an outcast. That after his father killed his rival, and so this is Ninjak, by the way, and so Ninjak pretty much learned all this stuff and honed in on everything, and just became a badass ninja. I mean, he doesn't have any superpower. I'm talking Ninjak, not Bloodshot. Ninjak is pretty much just a straight ninja, man. It's kind of like I would say, if I had to I'm trying to figure who could I compare him to. I'd just say kind of like Storm Shadow, something like that. He's more just a badass ninja, and I really hope that with them doing this movie, that they do a kind of old school kung fu, Little Trouble in Showdown in Little Tokyo type feel movie with it, because I think this is the right avenue for them to do something like that. Bloodshot, on the other hand, is a former soldier with powerful regeneration. He is excuse me. He is pretty much more like I would say the ultimate killing machine. So he's kind of like, I would say he is like Deadpool on steroids, except he is not as really is not. He's really a no nonsense type guy.
He ain't crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, he's just pretty much no nonsense. But he kind of had that bill of Cable. Cable had that bill, at least in the overall, at least comics. But I think this is it's interesting that out of the Valiant universe, they picked those two first before they even did Exo, Man of War. I think this will give them a good launching platform, and I think the kids and teenagers will take to it really well. So I really kind of look forward to that. See exactly how they're gonna pan that out. And Sony typically doesn't do a whole lot of bad movies. I mean, they've had their fair share of dropping the ball one or two times, but for the most part, they're fairly well. I would be highly concerned if you told me Fox was producing this. I really would be really worried.
Yeah.
If that was Fox. But so I expect it to be pretty good. I'm sure we'll get more leakage as it gets close and as they start wrapping productions, they start on production and everything. A lot of people are gonna probably go get the modern comics, but you can go get these old Valiants, man, for pennies on the dollar. So I mean, Eternal Warrior number 4 is you got several first appearances of Bloodshot, but the one that I know that you probably want to get is Rod number 0, and you can also get Eternal Warrior number 4. Eternal Warrior is going to cost you a little bit more than Ra. You probably want to pay about 30. But there's a variant of the Eternal Warrior that is extremely, extremely rare to find. And if you can find that, you're probably going to want to pay about anywhere from $500 to $800 for it. It's good luck on finding it if you do find it. It's kind of like bumping into a Ninja Turtle number 1. If you find it, you find it. If you don't, you don't. So
right.
Other than that, Al, you got anything you want to add on that?
Well, no. Well, just the fact that I'm glad Valiant is getting their just due. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with a lot of the Valiant characters, and thank you for giving that explanation to everyone. I think is what the phrase Triple H likes to use, or he used to use. It's what's best for business. It gives another company a time to shine and showcase their characters, and hopefully at the end of the day, it'll garner some attention towards Valiant. I've heard a lot of good things about Bloodshot, Rye, Exo, Generation Zero, a few other titles, but me being a primary Marvel and then DC and then Image type guy, I haven't really given them their just due. So I'm hoping that the movies do pretty well. And you're pretty much right with Sony. Sony, really the only movies that I remember, well, primarily, they were behind the Spider-Man movies, of course. The first 2 Spider-Man movies were pretty good. The third one, not so great, with the Venom debacle. And then, of course, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is what prompted Sony to share Spider-Man. But they haven't done that bad as far as superhero movies. So hopefully if they get the right writers and directors on board and the right actors, they could have a franchise or franchises that could possibly rival Marvel or DC down the road. So that's good news for comic book fans, for nerds such as ourselves. So I'm all for it, sir.
We'll definitely be on the lookout for it. And like I said, I'm sure we'll be talking about it somewhere down the line. Looking forward to it. Next week, it brings in October, and that brings in fresh new comics, man. We got a lot of new comics. It's going to be coming out. We've got Luke Cage is going to be actually coming out next month. And ironically, I was at Comics Plus today talking to Amanda, and she said they didn't get a lot of orders for Luke Cage, which was strange. And I guess a lot of people, I think Luke Cage is so far under the radar right now, outside of people like us knowing that people don't realize that it's on the way. And I think once that show hits this weekend, people are gonna start running to the store flocking to pick that stuff up. So I think that's going to be a interesting ordeal to see how those books come out. I know Antonio and I were up last night browsing around, and we saw U.S. Avengers. Man, I don't know if anybody looked, man, but the U.S. Avengers they're gonna have variant covers for all 49 states. And I was like, that's just
Man, come
awesome. You know,
on.
DC did that with the Justice League. Man. There's no way. I might get the Georgia State just because it's Georgia, but outside of that,
Yeah.
man, I mean, that's no way in hell I'm buying all 49 states. You multiply 3 times 4, 49. And that's what you spending, man. Or 299 times 4, 49. You know, that's absolutely insanity, man.
What is that phrase that I use a lot?
Sorcery, man.
Sorcery, man. It ain't nothing but purely old grade A USDA inspected sorcery. I mean, it comes a point in time where I'm, and let me just say this to the audience. I've grown to like variant covers. Matt and TC and Larry, they are all into the variant covers. Vincent is into the variant covers to a degree as well as X, but Matt, TC, and Larry into the variant covers. So I've grown fond of variant covers, but it comes a point in time where you have to say enough is enough.
Yeah.
49 covers, and I'm surprised they're not doing one for Alaska or Hawaii or something.
Yeah.
Mm.
They are.
Okay. They are?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're looking at a book that's $3 a pop, and just round it up to 50 to match the 50 states. That's $150 for the same book. It's just got a different cover. Now, one of those books happened to be like a misprint, and the state of Georgia looks like an ice cream cone with or a bit off Eskimo pie or something. It's one of those type of anomalies. Then I will buy it. And I'm with you, Matt. I will probably get it just for the state of Georgia. Maybe Alabama, but Georgia for sure. But you know what? I just thought about something. This is Marvel. This ain't DC. So the cover probably gonna be about $5 though, straight up.
Yeah, and then it's a variant too, so you just never know what the market
Mm-hmm.
will. Comic book wise, man, I was looking at a list on my favorite site, thecomicinvest.com, and they were looking at vintage covers, man, and I mean, I was really lucked up on that Amazing Spider-Man 129. Do you know 5 grades are not going for $600 on that, man? A 5. A 5. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a comic book that's gonna hold weight. Well, you got to think about it. It's gonna compound once they finally announced the Punisher's own show. So that 5 to 600. Well, they're saying it's topping out at 6 now. That 600 and the 5 is gonna probably wind up being what, 750, 800. Possibly even higher. So I mean, if you can find you a 129 for a decent price, man, then, by all means, go ahead and get a return on your investment while you can. New comics this week. It's pretty a little slim. I know I picked up 1 or 2 new comics this week. I picked up I've got on order the Teen Titans Rebirth, and I also picked up the new Spider-Man and Deadpool. Now the Spider-Man and Deadpool is interesting this week. Actually, I only had 1 copy of Comics Plus. I don't normally pick up runs like in the middle of them like that, but I went ahead and picked this one up because there was talk last night, well, the day before yesterday, about the release of a new villain. And so the new villain is actually on the cover of the Spider-Man and Deadpool number 9. So if you see that anywhere, go ahead and get it because it's a new villain. Also, brother Larry, I'm not sure if Larry's watching or if he supposed to be joining us tonight. Informed me that Venom, the symbiote, is actually looking for a new host, and so that's going to be interesting to see who's going to fill in the role of Venom. And I guess they probably have to figure out something because they got to do something after Deadpool Back in Black rolls out. But go ahead.
Question: did he say what happened? Because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the last host of Venom one that Flash Thompson?
I believe so. You might want to. I have to check with Larry. for sure.
Yeah, he should be on the show, Larry.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get in here tonight. But that's just some of the stuff that's going on. Like I said, comic book wise, today was a quiet day. I do know if you do see the Flash, the current issue of the Flash, not the variant, but the current issue of the Flash, go buy it. They're saying that Godspeed. I've seen this in about 4 speculation groups, that Godspeed is pretty much going to become the equivalent to what the Joker is in the Batman universe. And they're thinking that because he's on the cover with the Flash like that, that's probably going to be one of those iconic covers. Which, if you hadn't seen the cover, it's an absolutely drop dead gorgeous cover. They really did a good job with that comic book with Flash, and it's easily one of the most. It easily sells out the quickest at most comic book stores. It's just a good read, man. I hadn't read since the last 2 to 3 issues. I got to get caught up on 4. Yep, that's a good cover. We'll talk about. I'll show you all the new one in a little bit before we get started. But that's pretty much about it. Variant wise, I don't think we'll see anything until next month. Typically you don't see a lot of heavy variants towards the end of the month. Usually catch them early in the first part of the month. New Incredible Hulk is on the way. And they're saying that they're going to be pushing She-Hulk, which I told y'all, if y'all watch this show, I told y'all 2 weeks ago, I told you, get ready. She-Hulk is going to be popping up at some point. Lo and behold, there she goes. So, once again, that 88% correct is working again.
Probability.
Yeah, probability is looking good. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and get to our favorite time of the week. And I'm going to start off with something that I bought for Al. I got Al 2 comic books this weekend from a pool, and I'm pretty sure he's going to like this. 3 actually. I've actually got 3 comic books. One is I was at Oxford Comics, and they had the DC Rebirth #1 free Batman comic day variant. So I picked that up for everybody. Everybody is on the hall, so everybody gets a copy of this in the crew. Except Larry, because Larry don't like DC, so I didn't waste my time getting it for him.
You know what though? That book right there, since it's got that Batman Day on it, I foresee that's probably it's gonna be one of those books that's gonna be coveted on down the road.
Yeah, that'll be so on far away type deal. I also got Brother Al. What if Cable had destroyed the X-Men? Yeah, got this one. $3. Just like, hey, throw it over there. That Will at Comics Plus. And I also got him The Secret Origins of Shazam.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is for Brother Al. Looking out for him.
Thank you, sir.
So
thank you.
On to the hall. Larry and Xavier and I, we all went over to Comics Plus last week, our favorite hole. And we went digging. And Xavier and Larry, they were here, they would tell you, we went through about 27 loan boxes. 27 loan boxes. And we just dug. So half of the stuff I found I hadn't picked up yet. It's just in my box to get picked up. But the first thing I got was the Marvel Team Up Presents Spider-Man and Captain Britain. This is the first appearance of Captain Britain in the Marvel Universe. Actually been looking for this one for a while. A lot of people don't realize that Captain Britain is kind of a major character, and I got a feeling at some point we may even see him on this Avengers deal, especially with the political with the political climate the way it is. At some point, you're probably gonna wind up seeing him. And you go ahead, Al.
No, I just wanted to get a little trivia on Captain Britain. That's all. But you go ahead, sir, and I'll wait.
Okay. All right. But Captain Britain is just one of those characters that's it's under the radar character that could easily pop up and explode to be something. Book is in pristine condition. If I had to grade it, I'd probably give it a strong 9, maybe a 9.4. And I was excited to get my hands on this because it's one of those comics you don't see every day. Al, you want to go ahead?
Yes, sir. Captain Britain, aka Brian Braddock, is a fictional character in the Marvel Universe. He obtained his powers from a scepter, which is the power, the scepter that's actually on the book that Matt is showing. However, he also has ties, supernatural ties with Merlin. He is extremely strong. He has super speed and flight, and he is also the brother to Betsy Braddock. And most comic book nerds would know Betsy Braddock as her alter ego as Psylocke of the X-Men. I'm done.
See, excellent, excellent. You learn stuff here. This is the Flash cover I was just speaking about. I mean, that is an iconic cover.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that just really, really looks. It's just a solid cover all the way around. I expect this to probably sell out. People are gonna probably. This is probably a second or third print.
I bought that cover.
Yeah, that's the cover to get, man. I actually had the variant. I actually did order the variant on Midtown, so I saw it at Comics Plus, and I didn't get it because of the price. I thought that the regular cover would actually be more important than the actual variant itself. Next up, we've got Spider-Man and Deadpool. As stated, there's your new villain right down here.
Itsy bitsy, ain't it?
Yep, that is the new villain. These are selling out quick, man. I'm not sure what you'll see up there, but I only saw one copy in the store. Got that. My massive grail for the week is Batman 357. Al, do you know what happens in Batman 357?
Man, don't get me the line. I can't say, is he underwater? I guess he learned how to swim. I don't know.
First appearance of Killer Croc.
Oh.
My second grail for the week came in right before we went on air. And this is something that as a collector, it makes me proud to have this. This will get slabbed, and at some point this will be worth something. And this is Daredevil number 16. Iconic cover, the first John Romita cover. And I mean, solid cover all the way around, man. Really, really well done art. I bought this because I actually love the art. I'm falling in love with a lot of old vintage artwork.
Is that the first appearance of Spider-Man in that book?
Yep. That is one that if you can snag it at a good price, grab it. Back on the Ninja Turtles train. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. Got that. Wanted to collect the first 3 part of that series. That's little or nothing. Went to Oxford Comics, Skyborn #1 variant. This is really hard to find. Cost me about 18. Took it. I didn't buy it because of her ass. I bought it because it's just one of those comics that's just really hard to find.
I'm sorry, man, because
1 out of 25. Well, you know, of course, I had to make it laugh. Twerk session. But it's a 1 in 25. I've looked for it. I hadn't seen it anywhere. I bought Skyborn when we was up there when I was up there a couple of weeks ago with you. But I saw the variant. It's a low print run. You know how I am about that. Low print run. I got to get it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I when you held that up, my eyes did go to her booty. Yeah, so I did think that you bought it for her butt. So
I even got some old school Detective Comics. Batman. I'm told you I'm getting these old cover Batmans. And something that I saw recently with these old Batman covers, man, is I noticed something today. Is that Batman is always walking into knives and guns and shit, man. I mean, it's look at this. There's another comic I got this in my box at the store that he's walking through a cave and there's like knives and daggers coming at him. I'm like, how the hell is he just doesn't he realize that there's a pattern going on here that people are like knives and guns are waiting as soon as you come through there? Next up, Squadron Supreme #1, 99 cents off eBay. 99 cents off eBay. Go get this and do yourself a favor.
Is that a 4-issue limit? Oh, it's 12.
Yes. Go get this. This is nothing. You'll probably see this sooner or later in the universe. 99¢. You need to have that. 99¢ comics, man. You got to go get them. Next up, uh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures #3, first cartoon version of Krang.
Crane.
Yep. So got that one. So I've got pretty much completed what I need to complete for the first 10 of this one. Also, while I was up at Oxford Comics, picked up X-23 #4. They actually had this for about $2. Anything X-23, man, if you see it, go grab it, especially with covers like this. These things are starting to become hot. The artwork is actually picking back up on them with modern comics now, and this is something that you definitely want to go ahead and get, just off the strength that she's gonna probably be coming out with her own movie at some point. If you can't get #1, NYX #3, like I have to wait till next year to budget for that. I've got a budget for that comic next year. Then you probably want to start trying to get these lower volume run series. These 4s and 6s and 7s and things of that magnitude. And it's especially 1 through 4 or 1 through 5. So get that in your portfolio. Also did some stuff for Brother Coleman. I actually picked up something for him. Black Panther #2. Got this one in my box while we were digging last week. So I picked this one up for Antonio Coleman, who is the Black Panther connoisseur of the group. All things Black Panther. As speaking about Luke Cage, picked up Luke Cage 18. Excuse me, Amazing Spider-Man 18. Luke Cage variant. I got it because I like the artwork. I just like the way Cage is busting through, tearing up something there. I know he's tearing up something. So whatever it is, it's a nice cover. So I picked that up. And actually got a few more things in my box. Picked up Spider-Man. Picked this one up for $4 at Comics Plus, man. And I'll let you see why I picked it up. Look at that cover.
Yeah, it's the Phoenix Force.
Yep. Pick that up for $4. I mean, can't go wrong with something like that. Doom Patrol #1. Pick that up, $3. Snag that. Amazing Spider-Man #1. Now you can go on eBay right now, and I'll do that. And I can tell you, man, I got this for $5. Amazing Spider-Man #1 is going through the roof on Comics Plus. And I'm going Comics Plus, Lord have mercy.
eBay,
yeah. I'm buying it on Comics Plus. I'm thinking about my loan box.
Ooh.
That loan box, man. Let me see. Amazing Spider-Man #1. Comic. Sparkle one is a little tricky to pull up, but it's just yeah, a little tricky to find on here. I kind of do a little bit of looking, but I've seen it go. I've actually seen this thing go for about $75 easily. But to get it for $5 is a steal. I'll take it all day, every day, 2 times on Sunday. Picked up some old Wonder Woman. Love that cover. And also some more Wonder Woman, some vintage Wonder Woman. This character here is one of the characters that they're speculating that may actually be in the movie. I personally think Cheetah's gonna probably be in the movie. So we kind of remain. That kind of has to wait to be seen. And this is for my man Hawkins, Michael Hawkins, that's in our Gaming Buddies group, the resident Aquaman master. I picked up Aquaman today. And so that is pretty much about it for my haul. Like I said, my biggest pieces were the Daredevil 16 and the first appearance of Killer Croc. I've actually gotten close to just about what I wanted as far as my collection. There are some Batman comics that I probably going to just have to wait on next year to get. Ra's al Ghul, Penguin character, major character stuff like that. I probably will have to get those next year. So as far as vintage, that's pretty much about it. As far as modern, that's about it. So that is covers everything on my end of the block. So Al, we're gonna let you go ahead and get things started here.
Sure. And you know what? I lied to you earlier. Um, I did have some comments because I was talking to you Monday, and I was at Second and Charles in Columbus, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. Second and Charles is a great store. If any of our viewers are in the Columbus, Georgia area, they sell some of everything. I'm giving them a plug, and nobody from Second and Charles is probably watching this, but if you know somebody from Second and Charles, tag them into this particular um, broadcast. Let them know that I'm giving them some props. But anyway, Second and Charles, I went down there. Had to go to Columbus this past week, early this week, for some business. I stopped in Second and Charles, and generally they don't disappoint. I didn't pick up anything new this week, and a lot of my stuff is actually coming next week via Midtown, the snail mail, and eBay, which I probably won't get to the end of the week. But I picked up some back issues. For anybody that watches the show on a regular, knows that X-Men is one of my favorite properties in comic book history. So my goal is to procure every issue of X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, rather, the whole first one run, including the older ones, which will probably cost my soul and Liu Kang's soul as well. Nonetheless, I picked up 2 back issues of Uncanny X-Men 336, which is part of the Onslaught saga. Of course, that's Onslaught and Franklin Richards in his hand. And also picked up Uncanny X-Men 342, which looks like to be either Magneto or Joseph, which was Magneto, on an asteroid chilling. I picked up this particular book, which was a limited series. They only had 2, but I think there was like 12 of them total. I'm going to go ahead and pick these up. This is called The Exterminators. This came out back in the 90s, and it came out during a storyline that X-Men had with, and it's called Inferno. Inferno dealt with a demon named the Astra. It also dealt with Mr. Sinister and Jean Grey's clone, which is Madeline Pryor. So this particular book was kind of like what we would call tie-ins today. Like with the Civil War, you got like 9,000 tie-in books that ties into the main story. This would have been one of the books that, or actually the only book that was a tie-in, because the Inferno series ran through X Factor, New Mutants, and Uncanny X-Men. So I picked those 2 up. I also picked up Uncanny X-Men 477. This is Vulcan on the cover of this particular book. Vulcan is the brother of Cyclops and Havoc. Pretty good read. I got to pull the rest of them. Last but not least, I got these 2 books. I'm a fan of Alex Ross's work. He did some books back in the day, back in the early 2000s, which was an alternate universe take on the Marvel Universe, Paradise X, Earth X, Universe X. So these books were actually purchased from Second and Charles. This was Universe X Special Edition. I got the Second and Charles sticker still on this one. This is basically a sketchbook, yeah, Degeneration. But this is basically a sketchbook that he put out for various artwork that he did for the Universe X book. And this one is part of the Universe X series. It's number 8. And I think Antonio would like this one because this has one of his favorite characters on the front, which is actually Black Panther. However, he looks more like a feral cat than he does his normal garb. And I'm assuming, based on the cover of this book, it looks like he's holding the Cosmic Cube, and he's surrounded by Storm and some other animal men dude hybrids. So I haven't read this. I'm actually waiting to pick up the whole series before I read them all. That was just one. I'm missing like 5 more. So for the most part, that's my haul for this week. Again, I have a pretty decent haul next week. I picked up a lot of books off of Midtown. You know, I was telling you earlier, well, last week that they had their special was 75 cents. I mean, say 75% off on back issues. So I picked up about 14, 15 books, and then I got a few books coming from eBay. So next week I'll probably have a decent haul, but as of right now, I am done.
Cool, cool. You know, that's it for tonight. I'm not gonna prolong anything. I told you we have a short show tonight, and we're doing two. We're going Fabulous Freebird style tonight. And next week we'll get our break. We'll be back with our top 10 list. We'll be back with our "You Must Be Out Your Damn Mind." We'll be back on it next week. And then the following week we're gonna take a break. I'll be in the Dominican Republic, and I'll be actually be coming back from the Dominican Republic. And I'm not sure if I'm here on time, we'll fire it up, or not. Then we'll take a week break, and we'll be back. I'm pretty sure I have enough comic boxes on my bed when I get back to do a whole show, an extra hour of a show anyway. So thanks everybody for watching tonight. Once again, check us out on Facebook, Comic Hall and Roundtable Discussion. Thanks for all the good feedback. That's it. Al, anything you want to add?
Yes, sir. Three things right quick, and it's only going to take a couple of minutes. News came out today of Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch is playing in the upcoming Doctor Strange movie as the titular character, Doctor Strange. He actually confirmed out of his mouth that he will be a character in the Avengers Infinity War movie. That movie will be surrounded loosely or based around Thanos and the Infinity War regarding the Infinity Gems or the Stones. So he has confirmed that his character, Doctor Strange, will be in the Infinity War movie. Two big things next week that we didn't pick up on. Flash Season 3 begins on October the 4th, which is next Tuesday, which I can't wait for. And Green Arrow, which I'm kind of meh about. That's on the next day on October 5th. So we got two season premieres next week. As Matt said earlier, we got some comics coming out next week. Oh my Lord, what happened, Matt? Are you okay? You okay, buddy? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There he goes. Great. But you good, brother?
Good, man. Good.
But other than that, that's it. I don't have anything else, sir. My cup is dry.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll catch you all next week. This is the Comic Hall. May the Force be with you.